This is the first swab that was developed specifically for automating laboratory workflows.
After the patient's nose is swabbed with RHINostic's polypropylene nasal swab, the sample is screwed into the transportation tube. That transportation tube comes with a 2D barcode on the bottom for rapid accessioning, as well as a 1D invisible barcode on the side for redundancy. This swab can also be used to collect buccal samples for genetic testing and other applications. The swabs are constructed as a single piece, so it's a simple and foolproof swabbing process, and no viral transport media is required. This is really important because a lot of viral transport medias contain things that inhibit PCR reactions. The RHINostic's nasal swabs allow for two forms of automated processes in the laboratory, both of which take significant labor out of their workflows. One is a semi-automated process where there are two steps that are divided, and this is appropriate for medium to high throughput labs. Very high throughput labs will benefit from the completely automated system. In the two-step method, users load our aluminum Rhino rack with up to 96 RHINostic tubes and place the rack onto a Lab Elite decapper located in a biosafety cabinet or hood. Unique 2D barcodes on the tube bottoms are automatically scanned by the decapper barcode reader for rapid accessioning. This process is much faster than manual accessioning, and the data can be automatically sent to the laboratory information system. After accessioning, the Lab Elite decapper automatically removes the RHINostic caps with swabs and places them safely out of reach in a Rhino rest. Users manually add elution reagents into each tube, and the Lab Elite decapper replaces all of the swab caps on their respective tubes so that the viral particles can fully elute from the hydrophobic swab head into the liquid. Users then remove the Rhino rack to a heating block to inactivate particles in solution, then remove the rack from the hood. From here, users can manually transfer the Rhino rack containing RHINostic tubes to an automated liquid handler, where the liquid handler transfers precise liquid aliquots and reagents, including controls, into 96 or 384 well plates. Once the liquids are dispensed, the plate may be sealed and is ready for PCR analysis. For very high throughput labs, there is a fully automated method. In this case, the aluminum racks containing the 96 swabs and tubes will be placed into a decapper that's already integrated into a microlab star or other liquid handler. In the same way that they do in the two-step process, those samples are accessioned in automatically through the reader, and then the Lab Elite decapper removes the swabs and places them in the Rhino rest for safekeeping. They will then take the sample, add elution buffer, those samples will be heat inactivated, and then they will be moved into preparing the assay plates. Those can be either 96 or 384 well plates, and they already contain the master mix. The sample is added to that, and then those plates are ready to move into PCR analysis. Both the high throughput method and the two-step method have a lot of benefits for all laboratories. Most meaningfully, they allow the laboratory to take labor costs out of the process. Our calculations show that you can get labor costs per sample below 50 cents. In addition, they bring a lot of benefits to the workers in the laboratories. Armies of med techs that are basically unscrewing and decapping swabs by hand and site accessioning those in. And this is a very laborious and difficult process. By automating it, you get a consistency that regardless of the user, time and time again, the robots are going to do it accurately over and over. And those med techs can continue to be purposed in other ways and let them get back to some of the other testing that they've been missing out on while they've been dealing with these COVID workflows. The other thing that's very exciting, we think, is the scalability. COVID testing has been a roller coaster for many laboratories where it peaks and troughs, and what the system allows them to do is to keep a consistent number of employees. For example, 8 lab personnel can process 5,000 samples on a normal day, and that same 8-person team could also process 20,000 samples on a busy day using the automated system. And so it's the scalability and consistency that will allow laboratories to manage their costs, their labor teams effectively, and also get better results. We think is a huge benefit of the RHINostic's automated nasal swabs.